At uBuildPRO, we are very focused on providing our customers with not just detailed house building pricing, but also guidance on compliance with mandatory building regulations. The principal document in the building regulations which sets out minimum requirements for energy efficiency is called Part L. To achieve compliance with Part L, new buildings must achieve the following: maximum permitted energy performance coefficient, MPEPC, should not be greater than 0.40. Maximum permitted carbon performance coefficient, MPCPC, should not be greater than 0.46. The manner in which you must demonstrate compliance with Part L is to use a software program called Dwelling Energy Assessment Procedure, or DEEP for short. With regards to energy efficiency, buildings are like fingerprints, insofar as each one is unique in terms of its size, shape, orientation, glazing fraction, and so forth. The DEEP program requires you to firstly model every aspect of the dwelling, after which it determines whether your project complies with Part L. uBuildPRO has developed a special tool which will automatically complete the DEEP program for you, directly from your architectural drawings. You can use the uBuildPRO system, therefore, not just to accurately price your house, but also to determine whether your project complies with Part L. So let's have a look at this in more detail. Our system uses factors that significantly influence compliance with Part L, including insulation and window performance, thermal bridging, air sealing, heating devices, renewable energy systems, and ventilation strategies. A building with low levels of insulation and poor windows, as seen here on the left, will use more energy than those with increasing levels of insulation. Similarly, a building with lots of thermal bridges will be less efficient than one with none. A poorly sealed dwelling will find it hard to comply with Part L, whereas one that is more airtight will comply more easily. Renewable energy is also a requirement for compliance, with the house on the left having none and that on the right using either solar or wind. Each of these combines to determine the overall building energy rating, or BER, with an A-rated house being the most energy efficient and B and C ratings less so. We've preloaded the uBuildPRO system with 3 grades of efficiency concerning the key factors that influence compliance with Part L, and we've called these Standard, Efficient, and Passive House. Efficient is approximately a 20% improvement on Standard, and Passive House is approximately a 40% improvement on Efficient. We illustrate the difference in the 3 levels of efficiency in the table below, taking in this case only insulation and window performance for the purpose of illustration. As you move from Standard through Efficient to Passive House, the U values improve considerably. The uBuildPRO system models other key factors described earlier in a similar way, according to these 3 grades. As you move from Standard through Efficient and on to Passive House, you would expect the cost of construction to increase, but also your energy bills will decrease. You're free to choose whichever level of efficiency you wish and see the difference in construction costs at the click of a button. However, we must issue an important health warning with this statement. Depending on the design of your house, you might find that you do not comply with Part L at the level of Standard. This could be for several reasons. For example, perhaps your building form is not very compact, or because the ratio between glass and opaque elements is not optimal. If your system tells you that you don't comply, you have 2 alternative paths to exploring how to best achieve compliance, and we've called these envelope improvement or systems improvement. Envelope improvement focuses mainly on the levels of insulation, window type and air sealing, whereas systems improvement focuses mainly on the type and efficiency of heating system, as well as level of renewable energy generation. The 2 preloaded levels of Efficient and Passive House adopt principally the envelope improvement approach for you to test your design. We would expect most dwelling designs to achieve compliance with the Efficient level, with Passive House proving a third alternative if required in exceptional circumstances. If you find that your design does not achieve compliance even with the level efficient, you can explore key systems improvement alternatives. These might involve, for example, changing from an oil boiler to an efficient heat pump, or increasing the area of solar panels on your roof. Remember, each building is as individual as a fingerprint, so knowing in advance what precise measures will ensure compliance is almost impossible to predict. In rare circumstances, you might be required to explore the Passive House level to achieve compliance. The Passive House level requires the greatest levels of insulation, along with triple glazed windows and super air sealing, but reduces heating demands by up to 65% and provides high comfort and exceptional indoor air quality. Once you have chosen your preferred energy efficiency level, and assuming you are in compliance with Part L, you can then explore the uBuildPRO system and configure your project. As you move through the system, you can experiment at any time with different materials, finishes, wall types, and a myriad of other aspects of the design. At any point in this process, you can check if you are still in compliance with Part L. If for whatever reason you fall out of compliance, the system will automatically highlight the parameters which tend to make the greatest impact on getting you back on track. So there you have it. uBuildPRO provides detailed real-time pricing for your project, an easy-to-use compliance checker with Part L of the National Building Regulations, and an accurate provisional building energy rating, which you will need as part of your planning compliance pack. We've put the power in your fingertips to achieve efficiency compliance at the most competitive build cost. Go ahead, give it a go. uBuildPRO, built with you in mind.